Good morning. This is Jerome Love, founder and president of the Texas Black Expo. And today we are here going to present another grant to one of our grant recipients. I'm not going to try to say her name because I would probably mess it up. But before we get to her, I'd like to thank our supporters, our sponsors, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, UPS, as well as HEB. We couldn't do what we do without them. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Black Expo, our mission is to create wealth within underserved minority communities. And our methodology is through building strong businesses. So we know a lot of businesses are suffering as a result of this COVID-19 pandemic. So we took it upon ourselves to start a grant fund to help businesses specifically within underserved communities so that they could thrive and flourish, because to a certain extent they're the most at risk. So today we have our grant recipient, Miss Coker. I think I can say the last name. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, your business, and tell them the people that are listening, a little bit about what it is that you do.
Yeah, so my name is Jola Coker. I'm an artist, digital artist, poet, and storyteller. My business is Jola Studios, and basically we help creative entrepreneurs and businesses who are looking to digitally brand or tell their story through visual art forms. And so I create digital art that basically either tells a story or is used for storyboards or just other, marketing campaigns and things like that. And so working with brands, and also I do personal illustrations for people who just want like wall art for their office or wall art for their home, or just cover art and things like that. So I've been doing art for some years now, but I officially decided to make my company official last year, and it's been an amazing ride so far. So.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations to you. Now, explain to me exactly what digital art is. Is that kind of like logos
So we actually, I actually don't do as much logos. It's more so, think of illustration. Think of like when you see a photographer, and a photographer has like a photo of a person in some kind of like environment or composition shot that is very vibrant, vivid. So I do more so illustrations of people or illustrations of like just kind of settings or like a scene in a way. So I do logos as well, but my main area of like specialty is like illustrating people, and a lot of people of different backgrounds of color. So more recently, I worked with like an app who wants to integrate illustrations into their visual UX design. Or I'll work with, let's say, a media company that has a client that wants to create like flyers, but they don't just want to use stock images. They want something more vivid, like illustrations of people in like a illustrative cartoon format.
Wow, that's very interesting. And where can our listeners find out more information about your company?
Yeah, so I'm on my website, anjolacoker.com, ANJOLACOKER.com, or same name also on Instagram or any other social media platform, Anjola Coker.
Okay.
You can just work
So
there.
how has your business been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic?
For sure. So with what my business has been doing, working with brands a lot more lately, with the pandemic happening, a lot of like marketing campaigns are put on pause. A lot of brands are not necessarily looking to do just the illustrative work that they initially planned on doing. They've pushed it either till the end of 2020 or even 2021. And so that's kind of put a strain on when you think about like revenues coming in. And so with just me being a team of one, I don't have too much overhead costs, but at the same time, I do have some operating costs that come with the illustration work that I do and software that I use and things like that. And so I've seen a lot more clients kind of be more, just forward thinking as far as their finances, and not trying to spend money in ways that they would have initially spent it without the pandemic happening.
Now,
So.
what do you plan on doing with the funds? It's $1,000 grant. What will you do with it?
Yeah, so I'm definitely I'm still in the process of figuring out the ways that I could really maximize the use of like digital platforms with the company, with everything shifting. And so I've noticed that a lot more people are reaching out right now thinking about their families. And so they're actually reaching out to do more like personal illustration work versus brand illustration work. So I'm trying to see how I can make sure to, have the right platform. I've been editing my website, making sure that, things are more streamlined there. And then I also have a laptop that I use to do my illustration work, but that's kind of like reaching the end of its life. And so being able to, purchase some tools that I can use to really create the art without struggling that the thing might crash on me. So that's going to be very helpful because I do use technology for my art.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we couldn't do this without our corporate sponsors, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, UPS, as well as HEB. What would you like to say to them? Because they're responsible for the grant you're receiving.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sponsoring. It's really impactful. Like people like me are benefiting from this. And honestly, like as a new entrepreneur, young entrepreneur, I'm under 30. So it's like being encouraged in this way just helps me see that, there's people out there that support, under-resourced entrepreneurs. And just like, I just really want to say thank you because it's impactful and I feel it. It's, it's not something that goes under the table. Like it's making a difference for sure.
Well, thank you so much, Jola, and I really appreciate everything you're doing. I admire your entrepreneurial hustle, and we wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you so much.